Hey, welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to focus on mean absolute deviation. The mean absolute deviation of a data set is the average of the distances between each value and the mean of the set. I recommend you pause the video, copy down the steps below, and then we'll put it into practice. All right, guys, well, hopefully you've already copied down these steps. We're going to go ahead and move on. So it says find the mean absolute deviation, and so there's only 5 numbers. So let's refresh our memory. Mean just means average, so that means you'll add them up and then divide by the numbers you have. So I'm going to focus on splitting my screen so you can see me enter on the calculator. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to add all the numbers, and the only way you mess up is you stop either after you finished adding or you got the average, and that's usually an answer choice on a test. So the total is 48. That's not the answer, that's just the sum of those values, and I'm going to have to divide them by the total numbers, which is 5. And so this will give me my average of 9.6. It's not a teaching method to do a table. I just think it's easier for kids to keep it organized. All right, so it says the absolute value of differences. So in other words, how far is 10 to 9.6? So that'd be 0.4. How far is 7 to 9.6? That's all we're doing. This is 10. That'd be 13 to 3.4. And you can use a calculator. You don't have to do this in your head. So now I'm going to get the average of all the differences. Now, mind you, I did the absolute value. There are no negatives. So if you put it in your calculator and you get a negative, it needs to be the absolute value, which would be a positive value. So now we're going to get the average of all of those. 0.4. Okay, so that's not the answer. That's just the total. And I tell you this because those are the things that will be on your answer choices for a test. Because they know you won't finish. We'll divide by 5. Now, there is our mean absolute deviation. All right, well, let's go to another problem. So in this case, we're finding the mean absolute deviation. It's also called MAD of the following set of numbers. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add those up. And after I add them up, I'm going to divide by 5 because there's a total of 5 numbers. So this is I recommend organizing it in a table. It's not required. It just keeps you organized. Now we're going to find the difference from 108 to 108.4 to 10. That would be 10, 4, 5.6. This is 4.4. You can definitely use a calculator, and you don't have to do it the way I did it. I am showing you how to put this amounts and to find your mean using a calculator because I see kids always making mistakes on this. That's not my answer. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to divide it by 5. That is my mean absolute deviation. All right, well, I hope this was helpful. And like I said, mostly what I see kids is get the total and then they stop there, or they get the total of the data and then get the average of that data, and then that would be an answer choice of A or B, but you didn't finish the problem. So make sure you do complete all the steps. If you use a calculator and get negative differences, just, I would say, ignore the negatives because it's the absolute value, which is your distance between those numbers. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.